Have you ever experienced a crisis that was overwhelming? It may have been the loss of a job, the loss of a family member or a good friend, a family crisis, a divorce. It could have been the care for an aging parent, a financial crisis, a medical crisis, or a terminal diagnosis. The weight of these problems can be so great that you end up feeling isolated and alone, not knowing where to turn or who to talk to. Well, if you're experiencing one of those crises now, Stephen Ministry is here to help. Stephen ministers are lay people, not clergy or mental health professionals. They come from a wide range of backgrounds, but we share an abiding love for people and a deep commitment to helping those who hurt. Stephen ministers receive extensive training and supervision, but the relationship between a Stephen minister and a care receiver is highly confidential, and those relationships are known only to clergy and the leaders of Stephen Ministry. My name is Susan Morris, and I'm one of the Stephen ministers here at University. It has been an honor and a blessing for me to walk through some challenging times with several care receivers. And I can see firsthand by the power and presence of the Holy Spirit that listening without judgment, encouraging and supporting people can not only lift burdens, but can restore hope, strength, and peace to even the most anxious people in the most difficult circumstances. I'd like to introduce to you Debbie and Mary McBride, who want to share some of their Stephen Ministry experiences with you.
Hello, my name is Mary McBride, and I've been a member for 20-something years. I've known God most of my life, and there was a time, though, I've had a couple of Stephen ministers in the last few years that my vision was fogged up, and I was using humanness instead of God's vision and God's angle. So that's when my relationships and situations in my life got overwhelming. Life came too fast at me, and I had a hard time finding God. So that's when people at this church saw in me that I needed the help. They knew it before I even knew it. So that's when my first Stephen minister was because I had a medical decision to make, and I was denying, trying to push it away. But it ended up being the best thing years later for my health. And the second reason is recently is, like I said, things were just overwhelming. I was pushing away emotions and situations, and I just needed to be set free. And with talking with these women has set me free and given me a more tangible vessel of God's light and God's love. And I can see it more through God's eyes, these situations and how I deal with emotions. You go into this thinking that you don't need to work on yourself. It's other situations and others' feelings, but it's you that you need to work on. And through these beautiful women that I now have known for a few years, they've shown me by just being there, listening, and praying with me, that those moments over the phone or in person are sacred and peace-filling for me. So please, if you need the help, know that these men and women are here and trained to just listen and be with you and be God's love and light.
I'm Debbie McBride, and I have been on both sides of the Stephen minister world. I have been a care receiver and a caregiver. I was a care receiver many years ago when I was going through something difficult, and I was assigned someone who helped me through a hard time for several months, and we still know each other today. Then I shortly after that, I was approached and asked if I would like to be a Stephen minister, and I had already felt led to do that, so I said yes. And I started training at that time, had to quit because my husband was diagnosed with cancer, and then when he was stable, I went into the next class and finished my training. The first person I had several care receivers assigned in a three or so year period, but the first person I was assigned, I got to meet this stranger who I got to know and love as a dear friend, and then I was with her, walking her through to her death over a year's time, and that was a very humbling experience, almost a holy experience, I would say. It is a hard thing to do, but the training is extensive, and you can do it if you feel so led.
So if you or someone that you know might benefit from having a Stephen minister, or if you're interested in becoming a Stephen minister yourself, please call the church office and ask for Stephen ministry. There are Stephen ministers trained and ready to go, and we're also doing a new training class in September. May God continue to bless Stephen ministry and all those we serve.